So till now we learnt about the factors that control the climate of India, and in the end we learned the factors related to pressure and winds, and our last factor was the jet streams and the western disturbances. But now we have to learn what is Indian monsoon. Actually, monsoon winds first they were discovered by the traders, Arab traders, as they started to use these winds for their ships, trading ships to India. Because in winters they experience these winds, we learned the trade winds, but in the summer season, when they experience the winds in reverse direction, opposite direction, and these opposite direction winds, when they favored them in their trade, in summer season, the trade winds were replaced by these southwesterly winds. And first of all, these Arab traders named them the monsoon winds. So, what is Indian monsoon? As we learnt till now, the important factors which control Indian monsoon. But only these factors are not the only factors which affect the intensity of monsoon and the amount of rainfall in Indian subcontinent. What are other important factors which we also need to study to understand the phenomenon of monsoon in this subcontinental area? So once again, this let us draw the subcontinental area, this Indian subcontinent. So what are these other factors which control the Indian monsoon? Other factors that control Indian monsoon. These factors are: number one, differential heating and cooling of land and water. Number two, shifting of ITCZ, ITCZ over North Indian plains. Number three, C, high pressure area to the east of Madagascar, to the east of Madagascar. Number four, Tibetan plateau gets intensively heated in summers. And number 5, shifting of westerly jet shifting of westerly jet to the north of Himalayas and easterly jet over India. And number 6, the effect of southern oscillation and El Nino. Effect of southern oscillation and El Nino. So these are the 5 or 6 other phenomena which control the climatic conditions in Indian subcontinent. Let us study each one of them. Differential heating and cooling of the land and water. As we know, this land, South Asia and Eurasia, or you can say Asian continent, this is the largest piece of land on the earth, and the heating and cooling process of this piece of land and then this piece of water, ocean, Indian Ocean, and the Indian subcontinent in general and Asia continent in particular is the main region of origin of monsoon, because in summers this land is intensively heated and heated very fastly in comparison to ocean. So due to intense heating of this land and development of low pressure belt over the Indian subcontinent is the main factor which attracts the moist winds, rain bearing winds from Indian Ocean with greater intensity, and these winds cause rainfall in summers in the whole subcontinent. Every part of subcontinent is under the flow of these moist winds and rainfall in the whole subcontinent. So, but in winters, the conditions are reversed. The heated land of North India starts to cool down now, and cooling process is also fast. As heating process was fast, cooling process is also very fast and speedy. And by the month of December and January, this intensive cooling of the land in this area develops the high air pressure area here in North Indian plains or in northern part of subcontinent, and the low air pressure over the Indian Ocean attracts this air from land to sea, which is known as trade winds or winter monsoon winds in India, because these winds are land bearing winds. They come from land, they do not have any moisture, so they do not cause any rainfall in the country. But again, the exception is this part. In this Coromandel coast or Tamil Nadu coast, these winds cause rainfall because these winds pick up moisture from Bay of Bengal and they strike to Tamil Nadu coast, cause rainfall. That's why in winters in South India, this is the only area where rainfall is caused. Now, see second factor, ITCZ. Let us understand this term. What is ITCZ? See once again, equator and 5 degree north and 5 degree south of equator. This is the belt. Global location this belt is having. It is ITCZ. ITCZ means intratropical convergence zone. Intratropical convergence zone. So what happens here in intratropical convergence zone, which is the low pressure belt permanently found along equator. This is the belt of low pressure area which is permanently found along equator. Let us understand what is this. The winds from northern hemisphere come and converge here, and the winds from southern hemisphere come and converge here. So that's why convergence of these winds and intra means from both sides. From both sides, the winds converge in this belt, in equatorial belt. And when the winds converge here, then the low air pressure and tendency of winds rising up, the vertical ascent of the air from this belt is regularly there, and due to this vertical ascent there is space in this belt, low pressure belt is created, and in this low pressure belt these winds converge from both sides, the northeast trade winds as well as the southeast trade winds. So we have to understand this, that this ITCZ is a belt of low air pressure area and it is found permanently in this area. But what happens to ITCZ? Under the intense heating of North Indian plains or Indian subcontinent in the north, this intense heating creates very strong low air pressure belt in North Indian plains. This intensively developed low air pressure belt. So this low air pressure belt is so strong that the area of this northern part of Indian Ocean, the whole air from this northern part of Indian Ocean is shifted towards this belt, and the even we can say the attracting effect or intensity of low air pressure and northern movement of sun. Definitely we know this is developed due to the northern movement of the sun. Northern movement of the sun and intense effect of this low air pressure belt area, the ITCZ also start to shift towards north. Now what will be the impact? When ITCZ from here start to shift toward north, and by the end of June, ITCZ is shifted in North Indian plains. So with this shifting, these southeasterly trade winds also cross over equator, and after crossing equator under the Coriolis force and Farrell's law, this air from South Indian Ocean, from southern hemisphere, take the southwesterly turn. Because ITCZ is not here, ITCZ has shifted in North Indian plains. It means the Great Depression of atmosphere in northern part of Indian plains is attracting the huge amount of air not only from North Indian Ocean but from South Indian Ocean also. And this entire air with huge amount of water vapor, with huge amount of moisture and water enters in the subcontinent and cause huge amount of rainfall. So here the we can easily understand the game of air pressure. Low air pressure, strong low air pressure, this belt of ITCZ, this is also low air pressure, this is also concentrating here. So all the game, all the powers of low air pressure are concentrating in North Indian plains. And this great depression in the North Indian plains is catching the huge amount of air, and this huge amount of air crossing over tropical oceans, steamy oceans, come with the huge amount of water vapor and hence the huge amount of rainfall in in entire subcontinent. So this is the effect of ITCZ, that it catches the air of South Indian Ocean also. Now third factor is high pressure area to the east of Madagascar. High pressure area to the east of Madagascar. This is that area of high pressure area in southern hemisphere, and here is the influence of these southeasterly trade. They blow in this belt, southeasterly trade, and this high pressure area, how does it influence the monsoon? Again, I want to say that this Indian monsoon is all the game of air pressure, because air pressure conditions affect the movement of air in the subcontinent, and this air, because coming from ocean, from Indian Ocean, this air takes the water, uh, goes in India with the water and increase the amount of rainfall in the subcontinent. So what is the influence of this factor here? High air pressure area, and already we have discussed that these winds from South Indian Ocean have taken this turn. Already we have discussed. So these winds have this tendency to move like this. And when these winds, this air from southern Indian Ocean is moving like this, and this high air pressure area, it means there is greater accumulation of air, and greater the accumulation of air in this area, the greater air will move from high to low, because this high pressure area and the accumulated air here is taking this tendency to move with the southwesterly winds which come from South Indian Ocean. With these winds going from South Indian Ocean means these southeasterly trade when moving towards Indian Ocean, and this track of air is strengthened. This track of air moving towards Indian Ocean is strengthened by the movement of this air from high air pressure area from the this part of ocean to the east of Madagascar island. So this high pressure area is giving greater strength to these winds moving towards Indian Ocean. to moving towards Indian subcontinent from the North Indian Ocean. So greater strength of wind, greater and greater volume of air is moving, and when greater volume of air is moving, this volume of air is picking up greater amount of moisture. So we can see the sea, the ocean of Indian Ocean to the east of Africa is also sending air. In South Indian Ocean, the Indian part of Indian Ocean to the east of Africa is also sending air and moisture to the Indian subcontinent. And greater the high air pressure intensity here, greater will be the intensity of monsoon in Indian subcontinent. So this is the effect of this high pressure area to the east of Madagascar, and the intensity of monsoon in subcontinent and the amount of rainfall in the subcontinent is affected. Then number 4, Tibetan Plateau gets intensively heated. This part of Tibetan Plateau to the north of Himalaya, this part, this part closer to the Himalayas. So this part of Tibetan Plateau is intensively heated, and how this intensive heated of Tibetan Plateau start to contribute in the game of air pressure and intensity of monsoon. This heating process is due to the northward movement of the sun. Northward movement of the sun. So by the month of June, this intense heating of the Tibetan plateau will create hot air here, and this hot air will naturally rise up. The process of ascending of air intensified in the Tibetan plateau. And when Tibetan plateau is making the conditions that air is leaving this area, low air pressure is created in Tibet plateau. So the air from Himalayas will start to shift towards this low air pressure of Tibet plateau. The air from Himalayas going towards north to the Tibet plateau, and after heating from here rising up. So the space which is created over the atmosphere of Himalayas is picked up by the air going from North Indian plains. I mean, we can say that the intensity of moving of air from North Indian plain upward toward the atmosphere is increased, is, we can say, enhanced by this heating process, because space is created on Tibetan plateau, and to fill this space the air from Himalayas is moving towards here, and when space is created in the Himalayan area in the atmosphere, the greater and greater air from North Indian plain is rising up, and creating the conditions of greater intensity of low air pressure here, creating and helping in making the conditions of intense low air pressure belt in the North Indian plain. So this is the impact of heating of Tibetan plateau, and greater the intensity of this North Indian plain, which is known as monsoon trough also. This is known as monsoon trough. Monsoon trough. The intensity of monsoon trough, intensity of low air pressure area, again I am coming in the same game of inflow of water and air from Indian Ocean, attracting more air from Indian Ocean and more water from Indian Ocean and more rainfall in the Indian subcontinent. Now fifth, shifting of westerly jet to the north of Himalayas. and easterly jet over the Indian southern India. So we have already learned this westerly jet is moving in this direction, and this Himalayas actually in winters this westerly jet is branched off, and one branch is going to the north of Himalaya, and one branch is going to the south of Himalayas. Westerly jet, one branch to the north of Himalaya, and under the influence of this highland, this mountain wall, one branch is moving to the south of Himalayas. And we have already discussed this branch of south of Himalayas of westerly jet brings the inflow of western disturbance in northwestern Indian plains. So under the influence of southerly branch of westerly jet is the entry of temperate cyclones or western disturbances in India in winters. But what happens in summer? Because sun is moving towards north, apparent movement of sun towards the north, and heat belt also start to move towards the north. So, under the influence of this northern movement of sun, this belt of westerly jet also move towards north of Himalaya. Now, this belt is not there in Indian plain, over Indian plain, sorry, because this is the belt in upper atmosphere. So, this westerly jet air is from northern Indian plain over the atmosphere in northern Indian plain shift towards north, and further this northerly branch shift further towards north. So this position of westerly jet is taken here even from Tibet plateau. In the area of Tibet plateau, this westerly jet stream even not only leaves North Indian upper atmosphere, but upper atmosphere of Tibet plateau is also left by this. So what is the influence? Due to this shifting of westerly jet to the north, there is creation of upper low in the atmosphere. ऊपर वाला जो atmosphere है, in that area air pressure is low because this huge mass of air is leaving this area in the upper atmosphere. Point should be noted here that this phenomena is in the upper atmosphere. So when upper atmosphere to the north of Himalayas, the westerly jet is leaving further north, upper low is created not only in North Indian plain but little up to the north of Himalayas. So the conditions of upper low, it means making the space and making the emptiness of air in the upper atmosphere. And when upper atmosphere is registering emptiness in the atmosphere, emptiness of the air, or air is leaving that upper area. So due to the influence of upper low in summer season, in month of May and June, the intensity of air moving from North India, this low air pressure belt is strengthened by this greater moving of air because of upper low space is created, and the air from surface of northern Indian plain is moving fastly with greater velocity, with greater intensity towards the upper atmosphere. So, what is the influence? The intensity of low air pressure belt is enhanced, is increased, is intensified in North Indian plain. And once again, let me come. This is due to the influence of shifting of westerly jet to the north of Himalayas. And when this intensity of low pressure belt is created, again the same story I repeat, the greater air with greater amount of moisture from Indian Ocean is moving towards the north of subcontinent, and rainfall is affected, and high amount of rainfall is caused by this. So these five phenomena and factors. अरे थोड़ा पानी मिल जाएगा क्या? उसको बोलना, उसको बोलना थोड़ा पानी दे देगा क्या काकू? मैं बोलता हूँ काकू को. So now last phenomena, let us discuss. ला रहा है काकू, ला ये ला रहा है, उधर से ले आया पानी, उधर गिलास भी है, पानी भी है. हैं? हैं? करूं मैं? पानी पीऊंगा तभी तो बोला जाएगा. है नहीं पानी इसके पास? अच्छा चल कोई बात नहीं. So effect of southern oscillation and El Nino. This is the wonderful phenomenon which affect the Indian monsoon, and these two phenomenon work in distant places, distant areas from subcontinent. Once again, let us see this. Equator, and now equator, let us take it up to this area, equator. Then Tropic of Cancer and Tropic of Capricorn. गिलास में डाल दो बस बस. थैंक यू. Now let us examine the influence of southern oscillation. For this, we have to locate this one area here. Southeast Indian Ocean to the north of Australia, and you know Darwin is the important city here in North Australia. Name of the city is Darwin. So this area here and other area in this side perhaps we can't locate, but we have to go to the Southwest Pacific Ocean. Southwest Pacific Ocean. Let us imaginarily, अरे यहाँ पे बना दो दीवार पे, रिशु दीवार पे बना दो, यहाँ दीवार पे बना दो थोड़ा सा यहाँ. हाँ वही मैं कह रहा हूँ ना. So this actually this area will come in this side here. This is the area of high pressure. and this is the area of low pressure. So general tendency, in general conditions, these two areas, one southwest Pacific Ocean and other southeast Indian Ocean. Southeast Indian Ocean, southwest Pacific Ocean. Let us write here southwest Pacific Ocean and southeast Indian Ocean. And we have to understand here that this is the area of high pressure valve, high pressure pocket, and this is the pocket of low pressure. But this is in general conditions. When in general conditions this low and high is there, so the air from high pressure area, from high pressure area, from this area is coming to this area, and when this air is coming here, low pressure area, it means intensity of air is here, that air is accumulated here, air from the Pacific Ocean, this southwest Pacific Ocean, air is sent to the northeast Indian Ocean. And in northeast Indian Ocean, already the tendency is this of southeasterly trade winds. Southeasterly trade winds. This is the tendency. So this tendency of moving air from Indian Ocean, southern Indian Ocean towards the Indian subcontinent, and this air which is coming from southwest Pacific Ocean also take this tendency. Also take this air, take this tendency, take this tendency. And with this tendency of air in the South Indian Ocean is giving greater amount of air, greater amount of water to the Indian subcontinent. So this trend developed here increases the intensity of entry of moist air and increasing the intensity of rainfall in in Indian subcontinent. So this tendency we have to understand, that moving of air from southwest Pacific Ocean under the influence of low pocket to the north of Australia, and this increasing, this augmenting or this enhancing the tendency, strengthening the tendency of this air to move towards Indian subcontinent, and then monsoon intensity is affected. But sometimes after 3 or 4 years, see this, after 3 or 4 years, the conditions are reversed. Here becomes the low pressure pocket, and here becomes the high pressure pocket. So high pressure pocket over northern part of Australia and low pressure pocket in the southwest Pacific. This place is here Tahiti. Low pressure area here. So tendency of air which was to this side, this tendency moves to this side. From high pressure to low pressure. High pressure to low pressure. So this tendency of moving the air in opposite direction weakens the flow of air in this side. In this side, whatever flow of air was there, that is stopped, and that becomes weak, because now from northern part of Australia, air is moving in opposite side. So it weakens the tendency of flow of air from South Indian Ocean in the Indian Ocean, and intensity of monsoon in India is weakened, and sometimes due to this weakening of monsoon in Indian Ocean is having greater influence in Indian Ocean upon the rainfall tendency, and in several areas droughts are caused by this tendency. So we can understand this effect upon the Indian Ocean to the distant places, and of course this place is very means larger distance places. So this influence is also upon the Indian monsoon is registered by the two pockets of low and high in South Indian Ocean and South Pacific Ocean, because this tendency, this weather phenomena is in southern oceans. That's why this is known as southern oscillation. Oscillation means natural tendency towards Pacific Ocean, but after 3-4 years, this shifting towards Indian Ocean, from Pacific Ocean to Indian Ocean. So this swing between the two pockets of southern oceans, Pacific Ocean and Indian Ocean, is known as southern oscillation, and this is how this affects the monsoon conditions in India. This is favorable condition when here is low air pressure, and when here is high air pressure, this become unfavorable condition. Unfavorable condition. And these conditions are also related with other phenomena, and that phenomena is further at greater distance from the Indian subcontinent. And what is this phenomena? Now let us come to this area. This country is here, Peru, and along this coast there is emergence of cold water current. Understand this fact: cold water current. Cold water current. So here is accumulation of cold air due to the cold water current. First accumulation of cold water to the coast of Peru, and cold water means low temperature here on the ocean, over the ocean, and low temperature means high air pressure. We have to understand this fact, how this air is going to the Indian subcontinent. So high air pressure in this area strengthens the intensity of these southeasterly trade. See this factor: southeasterly trade. Southeasterly trade are more strong due to the influence of cold ocean current along the western coast of South America near Peru. And these strong southeasterly trade, never forget, this area Tahiti is also coming in the same zone. Tahiti in the same zone, and Tahiti also in general having high pressure pocket. So high pressure pocket from Tahiti is also strengthening southeasterly trade. So this movement of air to this side is going again to this area, Darwin, and from Darwin area to Indian subcontinent. From Darwin area to Indian subcontinent, from Tahiti here, and Tahiti area southeasterly trade are strengthened by the pushing of these southeasterly trade, which are strengthened by this high pressure area due to the cold waters here, and it means greater and greater intensity of air is moving towards the subcontinent. So this influence is also strengthening the intensity of air moving from south oceans towards the Indian subcontinent. And when this phenomena is in this way, I mean high air pressure is under the influence of cold current is caused, then monsoon intensity is more in the Indian subcontinent. But after 3 or 4 years, here also conditions are reversed. And how these reverse conditions bring influence upon the Indian monsoon. Indian monsoon. When near Peru, in place of cold current, there is emergence of warm current, warm air. In place of cold water's emergence on the surface, there is emergence of warm water. Warm water means high temperature on the ocean, surface of the ocean, and high temperature means low air pressure, and low air pressure means these trade winds becomes weak. These trade winds are not getting sufficient air or intensity of air from this area of coastal Peru, because now here is low air pressure pocket. So this low air pressure pocket and weakening of these southeasterly trade in this area weakens the influence of entry of the air from this area to Tahiti first, and then to the North Australia, and then to the Indian subcontinent. Less air coming from here, weak southeasterly trades here, and the entry of air in this area, and then moving towards North Australia, and then moving towards Indian subcontinent becomes weak. So under the influence of this warm ocean current in place of cold ocean current is also affecting Indian monsoon, and this effect is known as El Nino. El Nino. El Nino, it is related to Jesus Christ, and this phenomena is taking place in December, and El Nino means here the child, and the birth of Christ is also related with this. Around 15th December, this phenomena is emerged here. That's why this El Nino feature and southern oscillation feature, southern oscillation and El Nino, and both are in southern ocean. So combinedly these are known as SOEL. SOEL, southern oscillation and El Nino. So this is very interesting to understand, very interesting to examine how the distance area Peru is affecting the Indian monsoon, and these two phenomena in southern Indian Ocean and southern Pacific Ocean is also importantly affecting the Indian monsoon. And when El Nino effect is negative and southern oscillation fact is negative, and when both are combining, southern oscillation effect is negative and El Nino effect is negative, that Indian monsoon becomes weak and intensity of rainfall in the country is weak. That's why this factor also is important factor to influence the Indian monsoon. बंद कर बेटा, आज तो मैं थक सी गया थोड़ा बोलता बोलता.